Welcome to Mission 5. What is enough? So we have this 4 days time period as the affirmation of I am enough. And it is with no shock, no surprise that we all suffer, all of us. I have yet to meet one person on earth who doesn't suffer some aspect of this not good enough story. It is in every single one of our vibrations. And there's a few reasons for it. One being every aspect of marketing that is out there, from selling you shoes to laundry detergent to a self-development book, every single one of them is picking at what we call the pain point. That's what marketers do. They get into what is your fight or flight aspect of your brain, and they pick at it, and they make sure that you never feel good enough. So part of our conditioning, part of our training, part of the indoctrination into society is to make sure that you don't feel good enough, okay? That's how they sell us shit. So the antithesis of that is actually understanding what enough is. So as to not be a victim of marketing and a victim of the fucking society that we live in at large, to feel consistently good in here, or at least better than what you may be experiencing, is to get to the fucking bottom of enough. And what that means is no one's fucking decided what enough is. We just know what not enough is, right? But none of us have consistently come to the conclusion of what enough actually is. So this 4 days is math. And it's not bad math, it's fun math. It's just recognition math. And I actually printed it out because I really want to make sure that you're understanding what we're developing here, because it's 4 days of like really noticing and notifying the brain what enough is. So what our not good enough story is this moving line, okay? It's constantly moving. Like one day we're like, oh, we had chocolate. It was the best day ever. Everything was great. And the next day it's like crash into wall and everything's not enough again. So it's almost like as soon as we get what we want, we raise the bar to an unsavory level to where we can't get back to that. And after time, it slowly lowers. And then we have the best day ever. And then we can't have a good day again. So if we can define what enough is, and we don't make it unachievable, but we make it realizable, then we can experience enough nearly every day. And then we can grow our actual muscles so that we're not having this kind of life and we're having more of this kind of life where things are a little bit more even and a little bit more cool, but more on the level of enjoy than you know, the big boom that keeps seemingly coming. So what is enough? So in the 4 days of math, and I want to express this in this way. So if you are somebody who feels like you don't have enough money, or if you are somebody who doesn't have enough time or enough energy or enough love or enough something, I want you to define what your not enough story is. If it's a multitude of all of those, that's okay. There's no judgment here. It's just which one really stands out to you? Which one is the one that is your excuse? So I have a dear friend who always says, I'm so busy. Now, I got to be really honest with you. I've seen her life, and from an outsider's perspective, her version of busy is my version of a vacation. So we all define what is enough and what isn't enough differently, okay? We all have a subjectivity to what is enough and what isn't. And what this means is like, essentially one of these is more or less our Achilles heel or our excuse to not have to do the things that we don't want to do, or even the things that would make us feel better, okay? So what is enough? So if you don't have enough time, then you need to actually start paying attention to where your time is. So you need to be clocking your time all day long. If you don't have one of those Fitbits that's noticing how many times you're walking around, you might want to get something of that nature. But in the same sense, like you need to be recording, like I'm going to work, I'm Facebooking, I'm looking at Twitter, I walked around the block, I am eating lunch, I am doing the thing. so that you can start recording it. And even if you want to record it on your phone, that's fine too. However you want to record this is great. But if time is of the essence and time is the thing that you feel out of all the time, then you need to pay attention to it. It doesn't mean that you're out of it. It means that you have become woefully unengaged with it, other than you're so busy and you don't have enough. Okay. So number one is pay attention to your time. Start noticing how much of it you are actually fucking wasting and how much of it you are actually fucking using. Okay. And then in that go, so of the wasted time, what could I be doing in that time that would make me feel more full? Okay. And then you can get a gauge on what enough is. Then we can start defining what enough time is. Because what you might notice is, oh, I have enough time. What I don't have is enough commitment. And suddenly your not enough changes. Does that make sense? But you become more acutely aware of what it is that you actually need here. Okay. Then there's money. Money's another one. All of us, every single person I know, other than maybe even the uber wealthy, still say this too, but I don't have enough money. If I had enough money, I could do the things that I want, but I don't have enough money to do the things that I want. So again, most of the time, we don't have a scale for what enough is. We don't have actually an idea sometimes. If you've not met with a financial advisor or a planner for your life, you may not even know what enough is from the sake of you're saving for retirement, but you have no idea what that means. You might just be saving and feeling always like on a treadmill of like, we're not going anywhere, but we're stockpiling for just in case, but we don't know what that means. So one, get fucking clear about what your end goal is and how much money a month you have to put away into whatever savings account or retirement fund that your brain might be acutely aware of. And or if you're on the opposite spectrum, wherein you're not saving a fucking dollar or a dime even towards retirement or just having a lovely cushion so that you have something to fall back on, you need to also be acutely aware of your money. If you don't have enough money, in both cases, either you're saving a lot or you're saving nothing at all. Both of them mean you're not paying any attention. Okay. Both of them mean one feels I'm scared, so I'm just going to save all my money and not have any fun with it and never feel comfortable. And the other one is I'm spending all of my money because I don't know when I'm going to have another dollar and I'm woefully uncomfortable. Both of them are in discomfort. Both of them are coping skills. Now, I'm a big believer in savings accounts. I'm a big believer in feeling safe. I'm a big believer in money as a trigger. So for me, I have to get really clear about how much money I need to take home a month and how much money is going out. Now, it's money to me feels like a scale. Like if you are somebody who wants to lose 30 pounds and you're getting on the scale every day and you're looking at it and then your body's getting angry and you're reacting to it, then you need to get off the scale and just focus on the things that make you healthy. So in terms of money, it took me a lot of years of looking at my bank account every day and understanding my dollar to the point where now I don't get on what I would call the proverbial scale. I know it on the inside of my bones when things are insecure, and I know when they're not insecure. And so I'm very careful about my money management, yes, but I'm not looking at it every day. And I'm just pretty hyper aware of what's coming in and what's going out. But I know what I have to save and I know what we're putting away every single month. And I know what feels comfy and what doesn't. That's what we want to get you to. But right now, if money is the trigger, start seeing what you're spending every day. Write it down. Start just like we're worrying about time. You're going to journal every single dollar you spend. You're going to journal every single dollar in your bank account right now. And you're going to put together a fucking money plan as to how much money feels like comfort to you. What does it feel like per month to actually feel comfort? Now, a lot of us will say, well, I need $5,000 a month, or I need $8,000 a month, or I need $10,000 a month to feel comfy. I want you to do your math. I want you to understand what your outgoing dollars actually are. How much are you actually spending? And of the money that you're spending, are you spending it wisely? Are you throwing it out the window? Are you shooting it, lighting it on fire? What are you doing with your money? So that you have a really clear consciousness of your financials. Okay. If you don't have that, then it's really hard to know that 5,000, 10,000, 8,000, whatever it is that you're asking for, whether or not that's actually enough or if it's more than enough. Okay. And today we're focused on enough, not more than enough, just enough, just comfort, safety, feeling good, and building out that really solid plan so that we can get to not doing this, but to doing this with our energy. Okay. We have more energy when we feel safe. We have more energy when we feel consistent. We have more energy when we're not thinking we don't have enough. All right. So what is enough? What are your financials? Really get clear. If you need a spreadsheet for this, just feel free to email me and I'll send you a spreadsheet so that you can write it all down. Super easy. It's plugged into the computer. You just put the numbers in and it does the math for you. Then last is, I don't have anything left to give. This is just another example of not enough. I don't have enough. I can't give you anything else. I've given all my energy away. Energy and time live in the same bucket. Same thing with money. They're all sort of in the same not enough category. But with energy, what it is it comes in from our love language. Okay. Energy comes in from what we love. So if we are not adequately filling up our bucket, if we are not filling up our bucket, if we are not introducing enough self-care into our lives, we can feel woefully out of energy. And that can also translate to time. So I want you to feel the difference between, is it the hours in the day or is it the energy that you're out of? Because that's going to be a big, big difference between those two. Big difference. So if it is energy, then what it is self-care. You're out of self-care. You are choosing to give everyone else all of you, but you're forgetting to give yourself what you need. It's a big, big, big difference. So if you need stuff, if you're desperate for stuff, then you have to fill yourself up. Ain't nobody going to do it for you. And if you have an outlying expectation that somebody owes you something or you're doing more than someone, then it's time to stop pushing what you need off on other people. It's time to stop and sit down and create a self-care plan for yourself and figure out what brings energy in for you, what fills your bucket, and make a consistent plan for it. Now, in the previous 4 days, what did we learn? I trust myself. So the promises that you make yourself, you keep and you commit to, because that builds trust for yourself. And if you are woefully out of trust, then this is going to be a complex situation as well. Okay. So you might be building this muscle up right now. We might be working on this energetic muscle right now, just even in the trust zone. But I want you to think about sort of 3 really lovely self-care things that fill your bucket regularly and easily that you can put on your schedule. If not every day, then at least every week at minimum. Okay. So that way you can have more energy. Does that make sense? So this 4-day mission is really to understand what is enough. What does it feel like for you to have enough? Now, again, plethora, a lot, and this is the thing, is like we swing in this pendulum, right? Like, I don't have anything and I'm gonna die. Oh my God, I got everything that I need. I don't have anything, I'm gonna die. Oh my God, I got everything that I need. And we swing in these pendulums, but we're not really being consistent with like, I need this much money, I need this much time, and I need this much self-care. And if those 3 buckets are all being filled, and you're being generous, kind to yourself, and you're really paying attention to your money and your time, and then you're doing some self-care items in there, guess what? You have enough and you're good to go. And again, the universe can give you more when you have enough. It's really hard to get more out of lack. It's really hard to build more of what you don't have if you're unwilling to start naming and claiming what it is that you need and want. All right, you guys, lots of love. Peace in.